Hey everybody, it's Jacob Young. I have to apologize this evening. We've had a major snowstorm that happened last week here in Utah, and it was probably about 3 feet of snow, or dang near, because we already had a bunch of snow. So I think my satellite has been having some issues, and I wanna sincerely apologize because I know that a lot of you were live with me, and I just feel horrible about it. But I had a really great show this evening planned for you, and I want to make sure that we go over some of the stuff, and I'm going to save the videos for next week. I'm going to get everything repaired, get up on the roof. I'm going to see if I can't get that snow off of that satellite dish so we can make sure that my signal is being broadcasted to all of you. Anyway, it's the second week of January, and I'm hoping everybody's having a happy new year, and you're staying with your resolutions if that is indeed something that you were working towards. I know I've been working towards a few. I'm not quite sure if I'm living up to all of those resolutions, but I'm trying to make a new Jacob Young in 2019. I'm hoping that you're making a new you as well. Now, some of the things I wanted to talk about this evening about what we, was, first of all, the Golden Globes. The Golden Globes, there was a lot of surprises this year. And, on Sunday night, what I was saying before was Glenn Close won Best Actress in the category with Lady Gaga, who was the favorite to win for A Star is Born. Glenn Close's movie, The Wife, is already, and I fly Delta Airlines, and it's my hub. It's already running on there. So if you happen to be on a Delta Airlines flight, I encourage you to check out that film if you're on a long enough flight to see it, because she's awesome in it. Her performance is amazing, and she really keeps it real. And if you can't tell, I'm on my phone right now, and I went live on my phone because it seems to be getting some sort of reception, I think. Which I'm not sure if there's an actual chat button I can see. Top chat, live chat, all messages visible. Let me see if anything's coming up. But anyway, she does an amazing job, and watching her in this movie is a great lesson in acting for any aspiring actor or actresses out there, because it's definitely catch her performance in this one. Because two other of the nominated films this year were Bohemian Rhapsody, of course, and Green Book. Each won Best Picture awards, and they were really two of the best movies to come out in 2018. So let me know if you've seen them, and let me know what you thought about all those. I'd really like to fill you guys out on it and hear some of your input. Now, I think the best Golden Globe moment, again, this is on my phone for anybody who's tuning in, was Carol Burnett getting her first ever Carol Burnett Award for a Lifetime Achievement of Comedy. And Carol's always so funny, and she said before the show that she wondered if they would give her this award every year since her name is already on it. It's classic Carol. You got to love her for that. And I actually have a big connection with Carol Burnett, and can tell you that she is probably one of the nicest ladies I've ever met in my entire life. She was a huge fan of All My Children. And not to mention, she watched every single episode, and she always was asking me, what is JR up to? So it was always so flattering to have such a beautiful icon as Carol Burnett, watching the show, and knowing that she watched made me, like, my heart swell. Several other people that you wouldn't even believe that watched All My Children. It was such a great show to be a part of, and we've talked about that before. Anyway, so Carol was truly heartbroken when the show went off the air, and she's such a great fan. She sent me a signed autograph of her DVD set that came out recently. I think it was last year, and I encourage everybody who needs a laugh, because we all need a laugh, to pick that up or check out some of her old YouTube skits that she's done, and let me know, because on the next episode, let me know if there's anybody or any skit that you hi Mindy Booth, sorry, earlier, I'm live on my phone right now. I don't know what's going on with my satellite internet connection right now, so I'm using my phone service to be live, and I want to make it up to everybody. Okay, thank you, I appreciate that. But anyway, I encourage everybody to pick up the Carol Burnett the Carol Burnett CD kit package, of all of her shows. It's so funny. And if you can't pick those up, then just make sure that you go ahead and grab or see anything of her stuff on YouTube. And I was asking, viewing, some of you guys, what you guys, if there's any favorite Carol Burnett skits or characters that you remember that you love the most, please share that with me. Andy Samberg, who hosted the awards with Sandra Oh Sunday night on the Jimmy Fallon show this week, Andy confirmed that the stars in the audience at the Golden Globes aren't paying any attention to the show on stage. And he told Fallon, and I quote, "It's like there are two things happening. There's a big award show happening, and then right next to it is a really loud restaurant filled with celebrities." Now, I've worked on many sets over the years, and I can tell you, anytime you're around any celebrities, it becomes crazy because everybody's talking about this or me and that, and it becomes very loud. So nobody's paying attention to the show that is actually happening on stage. And I can vouch for this 100% because I presented at the Daytime Emmy Awards a few years ago. And that year, the Emmys were held in a hotel ballroom in downtown LA, and the same exact thing happened. Everyone was sitting at tables, they were eating and they were drinking and not really caring about what was happening on stage. And I gotta say, I honestly felt really bad for the people that were actually accepting awards because nobody was actually paying attention to it. And that is horrifying. It was horrifying to watch, and I could only imagine if you were receiving an award, looking out into the audience and just seeing everybody talking to each other and not looking at what was happening and why they were supposed to be there for those awards. So a lot of times the Golden Globes can turn into that because it's a very casual setting. It's a wonderful award to be nominated for. It's a wonderful award to win, but it's also can be very devastating at the same time if a lot of people are not paying attention. And Andy Samberg and Sandra Oh did a pretty good job, I have to say, hosting that rowdy crowd. Hosting an award show that can be let me just say a few things about this. Hosting an award show could be such a thankless job at times. With the social media ripping them apart the next morning, the critics saying things about you. In fact, the biggest award show of them all, the Oscars, is still even without a host this year, and it's only 7 weeks away. And that was a big controversy within itself. Kevin Hart recently went on record and said, of course, he's not going to be hosting. And he actually said he's done with it. He's not going to host the Oscars ever, ever, ever. And, yes, people say things in their past and they get criticized for things. He was just recently on Ellen and he was very open about it. And Ellen also said some things that supported him. And, I think a lot of things get blown out of proportion, especially with comedy. It's like now comedians are treading on ice, and I understand there's a lot of sensitive subjects out there, and I'm not even going to tap into that with all that because it is really, it's a different time. Everybody used to be much more loose about comedy, and now everybody's taking it so serious. Like, oh, he said that. That's racist, or that's slander, or that's not acceptable. And now we have to find nothing but, comedy that's going to appeal to the masses, which I feel could be a little generic and maybe just slightly boring. I don't know what you feel about that. And I wanted to talk a little bit about switching subjects. I wanted to talk a little bit about, I've had several films that are coming out. Minnie Booth says, I just wish they would keep with the politics and the award shows. Keep the politics out of the award shows because that gets old. Yeah, it really does get old. I think we should just be recognizing the work that's out there. But a lot of people are always using their platforms, and I know I get slapped in the face for this because so many of my actor friends disagree with my point of view about that. They feel like, well, if somebody's winning an award, they need to just jump out on stage and say whatever they want to say, whether it's political, whether it's the timely platform, they need to be talking about it. It becomes such, I gosh, I don't even want to get into that, complete subject, but why don't we just recognize the people for the good works that they're doing that we enjoy when we sit in a theater or we sit in front of our TV with our family, and we remember, it wasn't that a great scene? Wasn't that an incredible moment when that person, they were dealing with that reeling moment, that death, and it just connected so much in my heart that it made you, it moved you in that way. And again, I just want to reiterate to everybody again that I am doing this from my phone because for some reason my internal internet in my home has been acting up, and I do apologize again. And I'm here to tell you that we're gonna have it fixed by next week. And hey from Denmark, how you guys doing? Now, at this moment, I was gonna roll the full version of the trailer for Vows Made to Be Broken, which is my new Lifetime film that's out January 18th, and it was going to be really fun to run that, and I'm going to save that again for next week. But it is out January 18th, and I definitely want to plug it. It's on the Lifetime Network. It comes out on 8/7 Central, January 18th, and I've had several movies this year. I've had several movies that have come out. One of course, was with Alexa Havens. We reconnected. We were on All My Children, of course, JR and Babe. That was a lot of fun. Last month in December was a Christmas Made to Order with Jonathan Bennett, Alexa Vega, and that was also great. And now this one's already out. Tried earlier to watch, but feeling well. I will definitely watch next week. I'll be watching that movie. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Kathy, can't wait to watch. I appreciate that as well. And I had a wonderful cooking segment that I was going to share too with you tonight, but I'm also going to save that for next week too. I'll have everything up and running. And my daughter ended up helping me out with it. It was really cute, and I'm hoping that everybody will tune in. And the one thing that I wanted to discuss about or talk about that is the Burned book that we've been advertising, the signed one by Jonathan Bennett that I'm going to be giving away, and I'm also going to be signing to the lucky winner and inscribing it as well. I want to run a soup competition because I'm fascinated with soups. I've made soups for many, many years, and I love soups. So I'm always cooking soups, especially this time of year because it's a little chillier, it's colder, everybody's enjoying their soups. So I want the competition I want to run to win this book is I want you guys to send me an email of your favorite soups, or your favorite soup recipe rather, and I will be cooking that in a segment coming up, and I will produce that segment so you'll actually see that I'm cooking it. And the winner of that, the soup that I choose, will get the Burn cookbook autographed by Jonathan Bennett, autographed by myself. So it's going to be fun. Krista says taco soup. And that's funny you say that because that brings me to my next point. I did a soup segment on The Talk. Of course, we all know The Talk on CBS, and they brought me on to do this segment. And Julie Chen happened to be off of the show at that. She was just taking a vacation at that point, hiatus, and Kris Jenner was in her place. And I was doing the soup, and of course, when you do these segments, you have the prepared version of whatever meal you're cooking, and then you have the one you're making for the clip. And so I'm putting all the ingredients into this, and I don't think she must have been used. Hey, Kenneth, what's up? Oh, seafood bisque and red lobster. Can't go wrong with that one. And so she comes up, and she dips her big old spoon in the raw chicken one. I'm not lying about this. Now, this is a true story. And she takes a drink of it, a sip of the whole thing. Now, she says that it was, that was good. And I'm going, don't, no. Don't. She's like, that's so good. I'm really hoping that she didn't get salmonella. But then part of me says, it might have been, no, I'm just kidding. No, I really hope that, it didn't get her sick. I don't know if it did, but but she did not eat from the right prepared pot. Um, so again, I want to reiterate for the soup portion of our competition, email me a recipe that you have for a soup, and I will be preparing it on a segment. That way, I was going to show you a segment today from HelloFresh that I'm partnering with, and I'll save that for next week. But I will reiterate because we're only going to be a couple weeks away off of this one. But I want you to send me a recipe. The winner of that recipe, I'll prepare that, and you're going to be winning again the signed copy of the burned book that I've been holding on for too long. It's burning my hands, and and you can email me. That's what I need to be telling you. You can email me. This is the email. So if you have a pen handy, or just you can remember, if you got a great memory, it's the Jacob Young Show 1 at gmail.com. The Jacob Young Show 1 at gmail.com. The Jacob Young Show number 1 at gmail.com. So again, I want to apologize, and this is what how I wanted to be able to. I decided to throw it on my phone tonight. I know the production quality is not quite the same, but it's going to be a great show in the next couple. Next week, I'm heading to LA. I'm bringing my equipment with me. I'm going to be shooting a casting director friend of mine who's cast multiple movies, and anybody who has any aspiring young actors or anybody who's ever wondered about the process that casting directors have to go through, not only dealing with the production, actual directors, the actors. I'm going to be fielding all those questions about that and in that interview. And then, of course, I'll be interacting with everybody else about that and any questions that they may have. So this will be really key for anybody who's living away from the New York area, the Los Angeles area, the Miami area, or any Atlanta area, or anywhere there's, not quite an acting mecca, that are curious about that process. It's going to be a wonderful, wonderful thing. As Carol Burnett would say, I'm so glad we had this time together. Yeah, Mark Rosano, thank you so much. Yeah, Kathy, it does sound interesting because it's going to be a great interview. My good friend Paul Ruddy, not to be confused with Paul Rudd, but very similar names. He's a fantastic casting director, and he's agreed to share his insight with the world and what it takes to get through the casting process, what casting directors deal with. It's going to be a great show. But we're going to also be going back through and reiterating on some of these other points that I wanted to talk about this evening, and show you the full trailer to When Vows Break, and of course the cooking segment. And again, I want to say thank you, because I know it's been kind of an interesting evening, and I apologize. I feel horrible about it, but make sure you tell your friends about the Jacob Young Show, because there's going, hey, Karina, thank you. It's nice to see you. Thank you for joining. If you miss a little, you miss a lot. And I've got a lot more to share with you, not only about what's happening in my life, but my opinions around the world and my opinions on entertainment. And I'm going to continue to keep sharing that with you. Crystal Thoney, she says, yay. Kenneth says, Jacob Hope needed her big bro. Just missed that comment. He just faded away. Fortunately, on the phone app, it's not quite the same as when I'm interacting with you guys live with my camera set up here in my studio. But again, it's a real pleasure. If anybody has any questions, I'm going to be talking and rambling for a few more minutes. So please feel free to ask me any questions. I had a few things I was going to say about Bold and the Beautiful today, and a lot of people, their concerns have been, am I coming back? It seems like every single day I'm getting like, Jacob, are you coming back? Why aren't you coming back? Why, as if it's my choice. Now I decided that I wanted to pursue other things, but of course I always left that available to everybody, or to the Bold and Beautiful team and CBS, of course, that I was always interested in continuing. And of course, everybody keeps asking me, and I apologize sincerely, but unfortunately, it's out of my hands. They have decided to choose the storylines that they are going with, and that was always my concern when we were shooting. Of course, the Maya Rick storyline is you guys have to commit to this 100%, and they decided that it had run its course when there was so much more story to be told, and it makes me really sad because I wanted to continue telling some more of that beautiful story, and I'm afraid of where the storyline is going. What Mark Rosado said, I remember the night with Oba Babatunde, your father-in-law, won his Emmy. Yes, of course. Mindy says she misses me on the show. I miss my cast members most of all because they're the people that become your family, and it's not a cliched thing. They truly are the people that who cooks better, Karina? Me or my wife? Well, my wife would probably tell you me, but she's great in the kitchen too. She does a great job. But I do miss my cast members the most. They were my family, and it's really sad. What about so Kenneth has been a fan of everything since GH. Yeah, GH has been, was great to me, and I would be interested in popping over there. But I think there's some concern about Lucky. Jonathan Jackson played him for so many years. A lot of people are very partial to that, and I can respect that very much. But there's always new horizons. There's always new things coming down the pipe, and I've got 2 more films that are coming out in the meantime. And of course, you can always catch me right here on the Jacob Young Show. Of course, when the production quality is a little bit better, and I'm not doing it on my phone. But I do apologize again for tonight, and I wanted to say thank you so much, and God bless everybody. Wishing everybody, I know this is only the second week in 2019, but let's just keep pushing this 2019 to the best. And tell Gary I said hi, Mindy, and blessings, wishes, great wishes, and love you guys. And let's, with Crystal say, I'm excited to see this new movie of yours. It looks really good. I'm glad you're venturing out. Yeah, so January 18th, Lifetime. Kat says, have a good night. Thank you, sweet dreams. Happy 2019 to you too. I'm gonna mess your name up. Fee? You're gonna murder me because I said it probably wrong. Faye? Maybe it's Faye. Faye? But anyway, guys, love you. God bless. Have a wonderful night, and I'll talk to you later. Jacob Young signing out. If I can figure out how to sign out on my phone.